Hi, this is Tank. I'm with the Guild 100 Fists on the Forgotten Coast Alliance. We're going to show you how we did 10-man Trial of the Crusader on regular. The first thing is there are 3 phases and you get no rest in between any of the 3 phases, so conserve your mana. Now the first information is for the tanks. There is a debuff that Gormok the Impaler is going to give you. Each stack of this debuff will do 35 to 4500 damage per 5 seconds. You don't want to be holding more than 3 stacks. At that point you will be taking on average 10,000 damage per 5 seconds. So the tanks need to taunt the aggro back and forth. The one thing that is very, very important to this fight is that you have to ignore the boss when the snowbolts come out. You'll see one coming right now. It's on top of him and he just threw it out and it's taking off out into the raid. When a snowball comes out, there it is right there, you see it running out into the raid now. All DPS except for the 2 tanks runs out and starts pounding on this snowball. It will attach itself to a random raid member, and if it's a healer they cannot heal. It interrupts, they can only do instants. So run out and start killing this snowbolt. There's only 4 snowbolts through the fight, so once you kill all 4 of them, then you go back to the boss and you finish the boss off. It's very easy if you do it that way. One thing you'll notice here is whichever tank is not holding aggro can actually go help with the snowbolts. He's got 30 seconds of his debuff wearing off. There's nothing else for him to do. Now his debuff wears off, he just comes in and grabs the aggro, and now you can see myself running out to help with snowbolts. I have nothing else to do while my 30 seconds worth of debuffs wears off. Once my 30 seconds wears off, I will run back. You can see fire out in the raid. Avoid the fire. Whatever you're doing, get out of the fire. It will kill you. Don't try to finish what you're doing, just get out. He throws little Molotov cocktails out there and they make little AoEs of fire. Just stay out of the fire. Once you have all the snowbolts down, then you can start full DPS onto the boss, and it's pretty much a rinse and repeat there, tank and spank. It's very, very easy, just with the 2 tanks switching aggro back and forth. It's a little backwards than what you're used to with tanking. You just wait for your 30 seconds to wear off, and then you tell the other tank you're going to taunt him. Avoid the fire, out into the raid, and it needs heavy healing on the 2 tanks here, because they are taking a lot of damage. There is a stomp AoE, as you can see right there. It has a 15-yard range. It's not such a big deal. It's very easy to heal through. The problem is that if you're a caster, it will interrupt your cast, and not only that, when you get back up, you will be silenced for 8 seconds. So casters must stay 15 yards away from him. Couple tricks that we did do here. We happen to have a rogue and a warrior DPSing, and they can disarm him, and if they disarm Gormok, then he doesn't do his impale, and the debuffs are not hitting the tanks, and it just makes everybody's life easier. They were alternating disarms whenever they could. Another small trick we were doing here is a paladin's blessing of protection will erase the debuffs. So when our main tank switches the aggro over to our second tank, then our paladin healer throws blessing of protection on the main tank. This is in the middle of the fight, clears his 30 seconds worth of debuffs. He right clicks the buff off, and then he can immediately grab aggro again, and it makes healing a lot easier. You have to heal your tanks through this transition as they are still taking damage right now. Remember to heal them.